Hello, and welcome to Connecting Hawaii Business on ThinkTech Hawaii. My name is Kathleen Lee, and I am the host for this program. ThinkTech Hawaii can be watched online at thinktechhawaii.com, as well as on ThinkTech Hawaii's Facebook and YouTube channel. Today, we will be speaking with Jacqueline Little, owner of Shrunk3D Hawaii. Jacqueline, thank you for being on the show today. So tell our viewers about yourself.
Yeah, so just a little information about me. I was raised here in Oahu. I have traveled a bit. I went to Washington State for a little while in between adolescence. I went to George Mason University for college, but couldn't get away from the spam musubi and the kaki mochi, and I had to get back home. So soon as I graduated with a degree in business management, specialization in entrepreneurship, I made my way back home and got directly into the real estate business, oddly enough. So that's kind of just a little bit about me. I'm 37, single, no kids, so I'll just throw that out there. But that's kind of, a little bit back end story on
Cool.
me being here and so on.
Okay, so let's delve into Shrunk3D Hawaii. When did you start with actually, let me dial it back a bit. Can you talk a little bit more about like what a franchise is and how that works?
Right. So, and I'm not an expert in franchises, but from my understanding, a franchise would basically be like a large corporation and they set up a particular business. So let's use McDonald's as an example. So McDonald's was originally a one place burger shop. They found that this burger shop may be reproduced in different locations. And from there, they made each addition location a franchise. Now, the original McDonald's would have been their core corporate location, while every location thereafter are franchise locations. That also being said, corporate as a whole, from my understanding, could still open other McDonald's in different areas, and those are just called corporate locations. So some McDonald's are all franchise, some McDonald's are corporate. Same thing with Subway. I believe Starbucks has started going into that, but there's a lot of businesses actually that are more franchise based. Now, the benefits of a franchise, in case you wanted to know, is the fact that everything's set up for you. As you like it, you inquire, you find out if they're open to other franchise locations. They say yes, there's a vetting process. And when you open up the business, they give you the napkins that say Subway on them. They give you the equipment that's been specialized by Subway. They give you the seats that Subway picks, the colors, and it's just an easier way to open a business. But every franchise is a little different. Shrunk3D being a different type of franchise for sure.
Okay, thank you for that. That was actually very informative, Jacqueline. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So we know that you own the franchise, the Shrunk3D Hawaii franchise in Las Vegas and now Hawaii. You mentioned earlier that your background is in real estate, business. So go over how you got into Shrunk3D.
Yeah, so I guess I'll also have to go back a little bit and I'll have to go into the real estate. So when I graduated college at the age of 21, I got into property management, and all the real estate agents out there right now are all cringing because I got into the property management first. And from there, I started doing real estate sales, and now I own a real estate and property management company. So I do own another company that specializes in that. I've been doing it for 14 years. It's great. It's very interesting. However, I was looking for something different to offer clients. Or when I say clients, I don't mean real estate clients or property management clients. I just mean consumers in general. So I was looking at these broker-based websites, and Shrunk3D kind of came up. So I've always been looking to diversify as much as possible, especially with some of the flexibilities I have. And then when I saw it on a broker website, the Shrunk3D, I kind of just, I had to have it. I just had to have it. In regards to how they had sold it on this broker website, their sales pitch was, low inventory, brand new to the market, lots of franchise locations are available, have fun while you service your customers. That was essentially their pitch. So after more speaking with them, I decided to get involved in Shrunk3D Hawaii. The funny story, so like you had mentioned, is that there's Shrunk3D Las Vegas and then there's Shrunk3D Hawaii, right?
Mhm.
This actually ended up being a Shrunk3D Hawaii first purchase. So Shrunk3D Hawaii was actually franchise number 3 for their corporate location. When I was sharing this with a previous business partner of mine who moved to Vegas, she thought that it would do amazing in Vegas. So then I reached out to corporate and asked if I would be able to buy into Shrunk3D Las Vegas. They said yes. That was franchise 7. So they were early on. They're trying to get this thing moving around. So the trailer that was already in process of being made and sent to Hawaii, I had redirected to Vegas instead. And as you may know, Vegas is the 9th island. So my thought process was, okay, it's the 9th island. It's a bigger market. We'll get it done there first. And then from there, obviously bring it over to Oahu so that I can help, provide that type of product here on the island.
I love that. So let's dive into this more. What exactly is Shrunk3D? The general description that we have is it's photography mixed with 3D printing. But can you go over what it is and like the structure of your business? Because you had mentioned earlier that it's mobile as well. So like go over Shrunk3D Hawaii and the people that the company services.
Yeah. So first part, let me talk about the actual printing portion and how the pictures work. So we are in a trailer, and you and another significant other or even a dog would go into this trailer. When you walk into the trailer, it's air conditioned, it's modern, it's clean, and in the center of this trailer, there's camera setup, essentially. And those cameras they're all around you. They're everywhere. So you go in a box surrounded by cameras, and then there's also scanners. You pick your pose. Once you're ready, we count you down from 3, click a button, and it captures all angles, top to bottom, front to back, in 1 second. It takes 190 photos of you at one time from all angles.
That's pretty amazing. Go. That 190 photos, what is the time span of that?
1 second.
Wow. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, there's, I have some good friends that are getting married very soon. They were in town. They're getting married. This is a gift that I'm providing to them. So a wedding cake topper that I'm providing as a gift. So I brought champagne, we opened it up, they took like 8 different poses and kind of made an experience out of the whole situation, right? So in that scenario, it took an hour. But realistically, you see the booth, you go in, you capture your pose, and the picture itself takes a second. We don't print the statues there. From there, it goes to corporate because there's designers to make sure that there's no stain on your shirt, there's no flyaways that got away from you. So they make those tiny touch-ups. Then it goes to a Hewlett Packard plant in the US. They created the 3D printing itself, and then it is shipped to the customer. So that shipping can be anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks, depending. Holiday seasons can obviously take a little bit longer. So that's kind of the process of getting, let's say, shrunk. That's that process. Now we're set up as a trailer, so this can move anywhere. Night markets. We are currently going to be located at the Super Bowl in Vegas, in Arizona. The Vegas trailer will be in Arizona. I've gone to families' homes because they want to get their entire family scan and their in-laws, and they make it a big thing. You could park it in a storefront facility for a week. There's multiple different options that are available. The trailer itself runs on a generator or power, which means, let's say you're having a graduation party. You're having a graduation party at Ala Moana Beach Park. Now you want to take these, you want to capture that graduation moment. Then essentially we could roll right up to the park. You can jump in, get your scans done, then we can roll right up. Same thing as if you're getting your graduation done at the Blaisdell, then we would be able to park right in front of the Blaisdell. You could go in, get your scan, and then leave. So really, we can be anywhere you want us to be. That's like, that's the best way to put it.
I think that's awesome. Talk about, because you mentioned that you could have it like parked for a week. Is there a minimum number of hours that someone could hire you or Shrunk3D for the services? Like, does it have to be a minimum of 2 hours for an event? And the other question that I had when I was looking at the website and the figures is that, can someone go on the site and just order a figure? Or they have to show up? Like, do they have to rent out the whole thing for an event, or can they find you and like jump in?
Yeah. So if they see me and they want to get a figurine done, you can't miss it. It's huge, and it'll say Shrunk3D on it. But let's say I was already doing a scan for another family, and I was parked on the side of the road, and you're like, oh yeah, like I recognize that, I want to get one done as well. Then that I could easily do another scan because they only take a second. My recommendation would be to make an appointment. So either by email or phone or through our website. There's a booking option on our website. Now, in regards to reserving the trailer, we can have people reserve the trailer. To be honest, you're paying a per unit cost. So this isn't a photo booth in the sense that, okay, we want the photo booth for 5 hours at this wedding, and it's going to be $100 an hour, and you can get as many pictures as you want. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. That picture probably cost them like 10 cents. The figurine, however, to manufacture based on the material has a higher than that price point. So you could rent the trailer. We've done trailer rentals at a minimum. We've done corporate events where they want to gift it to their employees for Christmas. So we show up on location and they've already committed to 70 statues. And so at that point, you wouldn't have to rent it. If it was for a graduation party and they're only, let's say that host is only willing to commit to buy 10 statues, but they want us present for 5 hours, then there should be some sort of hourly deposit, hourly reservation fee in addition to that. But we are pretty flexible as a whole, pretty flexible. We try to work with people and their goals and what they're trying to accomplish, because you can get a figurine for you and your pet, or maybe your grandmother who maybe just got COVID, or any, things of that nature. So I like to give back to the community. So if there's an opportunity to do that, then I'm happy to do that. But we're flexible. It's on a trailer. We can drive the trailer anywhere. Now, as long as I don't get any calls to go to Maui, we should be good.
Let's follow up on that question. So right now you are on Oahu.
On Oahu, I'm currently in talks with someone who is interested in partnering in Maui.
Okay.
So that is a possibility. We are looking to expand. I do have the exclusive rights for the entire state. So eventually it will be on every island. However, that is not currently the situation today. Very soon, though, I'll make sure to let you know when that happens, Kathleen.
Thanks. Let's talk about the figures or the statues themselves, Jacqueline. What are they made out of? How tall can they be? Or
Okay.
how little to how tall?
Yeah, that's a great question. So they can be as small as 4 inches, and they can go up to 9 inches. 4 to 9 inches. That's what it exactly like you can see on the screen. In addition, we recommend 2 people. That's what our recommendation is. But let's say you want to catch the entire family. Well, what we would do is we would scan each pair, but have an opening so that they essentially can all be merged together. I'm not sure if that's making sense, but whatever way they're standing, for someone else to be standing right next to them, if that makes sense. So you can see in some of these that there are small, if there's a child in the scan, it's easier to do a 3-person scan. But the military members on that top right corner, those were all individually scanned.
Got it. This is amazing. I love how it, like, I have yet to see that anywhere else. Obviously, this is like, this is the first time that I've heard of this. So tell us your thoughts about bringing a business that is new to Hawaii.
Yes, so there are some challenges in regards to just general knowledge base. So people come over. So we were recently at Mr. Olympia. So I'll use that as an example. So at Mr. Olympia, people are walking by and they're like, oh my God, this is the coolest trailer we've seen, but what is it? Then you have to go through and you have to explain to them, okay, well, this is what it is. This is how we do it. We have to show them the inside, and there's that learning curve that's there. So that has been a hindrance in regards to the learning curve. However, corporate is currently working on a commercial and a media-based item that would help with that learning curve process. That being said, if anyone wants to come and hang out with me, I'm happy to explain the learning curve myself. But yeah, it has been a bit of a challenge in the sense that it has to be learned. And if we have to be real, you have a Quiznos and a Subway and they're right next to each other. 90% of the time, people are going to go to Subway because they know how Subway works, right? Quiznos might be a better sandwich, but that's not going to change their mind because they know how Subway works. So there is that learning curve, but I'm very confident that over time that will no longer be a problem. And these will be all over Instagram. Just another way to share our memories with each other.
That's so cool. Earlier, you had, before the show, you had some figures. Are those figures part of what has been created through Shrunk3D, or?
Correct.
Let me see
Yes.
those real quick without running into the blur.
Yeah, I know the blur. So, okay, so I'm gonna have to put them in front of me, but
Okay. Ooh, okay.
so like this would be a statue figurine that was completed at a Comic-Con. So this is a man that's dressed up as a superhero. And what is this, Ant-Man? I'm not quite sure. I'm not in the comic scene. So that's one example. Now I like this one because I love dogs. I love dogs. And this is a good showing of a dog. But this would be the full figurine. And again, I apologize about the blurriness. Now, if you're looking at it, you can really see the details of her outfit. You know, the lines that are going down. If I flip it around, then you can see her hair. Her Apple Watch is showing. You know, there's all kinds of details that show up. Let me show you. Let me show you two more.
Yeah.
So this is a couple. So cute. It's always great when they're looking at each other and not us.
Yeah, so let's go over that. You mentioned earlier that you do they had to pose like that in the booth. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And it's like a second. So I've got couples that stand on each other, like, and do really fun stuff. But when we're talking about the figurine and the detail that it provides, like a good example would be like it says Nike on his shoes. So it might be a little challenging with the blurring out of the pictures, but then it says Nike on his shoes, and then you can see all of the pattern on her pants.
That's so cool and very detailed. It's amazing.
It is amazing. It's durable. I've got my nephews that come around and play with it. There doesn't break. The color doesn't fade. It's great. Think wedding cake toppers. That's a big one. Unfortunately, I don't have those with me right now for this interview. The last one I'm going to show you is actually a figurine that I had done with my business partners in Vegas, so that you can kind of see what that difference is. You know, like, does it look like the person or does it not? So I'll take my glasses off for this.
Okay. And you may have already mentioned this earlier. The figures are made out of what? Was it nylon? I'm not.
It's you know what? It's like an acrylic mix.
Okay.
And it's almost proprietary information, so corporate's a little tight-nipped on that. But so this would be without my makeup, and then
That's cool.
so again, it's a little hard to see with try to find like a decent angle. But I mean, it looks most people agree that it does look like me.
Yeah. Well, I can see the hair, so that's
yeah. So I mean, you know, I'm happy to email pictures to anyone. I believe these are also on our company website in the social side, but the pictures very accurate. I mean, very clear on what you're seeing, who the scans are. There's not room for a lot of mixture.
Got it. And in the few minutes that we have left, Jacqueline, what is one lesson that you've learned with this business that you'd like to share with individuals out there who may be starting out a business in Hawaii or are already in the middle of it, as far as learnings go?
So when I had started Shrunk3D, I was really insecure about the way that I look at any given time, and when I want to do the shrinking and when I wanted to do the pose. And the one thing I would take away is that at the end of the day, these figurines will last forever, and enjoy the experience of it. You know, there's not many times you'll be able to shrink yourself or play Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You can, and get, we're all beautiful. Get the insecurities out of the way. Have a good time. Get yourself a gift. Everyone should have one. And I guarantee you in 30, 40 years when my face is sagged, I'm going to love this figurine. And I would just say the same thing is, if you have the opportunity to get into something that you love, do that. If you want to capture a memory and you want to make it special, call us. We will do that for you. And that would be the last, I guess, I would share.
Awesome.
Unless there's something else you would like me to share.
Oh, that was my last question. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that we didn't get to cover?
Again, there's lots of ideas that have come up. So as you're watching, if you're watching this video and you're like, oh my gosh, you could do this with that, you could do that with that. You know what I mean? Any other ideas that are out there, I'm very open. Hawaii has one of the first options to be able to provide this product. And I'm an open book. So as you're watching this, if you think you've got a great idea for this product, please feel free to email me, and I'd be happy to, use you as a guinea pig, and you can get a couple free scans as well. So yeah, I guess that would be the last thing I would offer to the people that are watching this video.
Thank you. And let's pull up your website to round this up. If people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Yes, so you can email me directly at hawaii@shrunk3d.com. There's also a phone number located on that website if you look on the top right. Now, if you scroll down on that website, there is an option that says book your appointment. So multiple different ways. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. All of those taglines are on the website. The website itself is shrunk3dhawaii.com.
Thank you for that. I guess we're wrapping up. Jacqueline Little of Shrunk3D Hawaii, thank you again for being on the show today to let us know more about this business. And thank you to Jay Fidell and the staff at ThinkTech Hawaii as well for making shows like this possible today. Sorry, we had Michael and Ash and Hayley helping us out. Until next time, aloha.
Thank you so much for watching ThinkTech Hawaii. If you like what we do, please like us and click the subscribe button on YouTube and the follow button on Vimeo. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and donate to us at thinktechhawaii.com. Mahalo.